just 3 teams in this 4x400m relay final for women. Canterbury, Auckland and Waikato nearest the camera in lane 5. Auckland in 4, Canterbury in 2. 1600-metre relay. They must run in lanes for the first lap and the first 100 metres of the second lap. It's Waikato out wide, Auckland in the middle of the track and Canterbury down on the inside. It's Joanna Best running for Canterbury. For Waikato in lane 5 on the outside, it's Shirley and Taylor, and for Auckland, Helen Lowe's. And it's pretty even as they make their way down. In fact, it's probably the Waikato less Shirley and Taylor that leads the field through the 200-metre mark.
And it's perhaps a little disappointing that only 3 teams have fronted up for this final relay, but they've been very long and tough championships for the athletes here. And there's always plenty of team excitement on the final relays when an essentially individual sport suddenly turns into a very exciting team one. We've got some of the leading 400-metre runners to come here, and just waiting on the start line to take over for Canterbury is one of the personality of these championships, Beverly Peterson, surprise winner of the 100 metres.
Now this is the real critical leg in this relay because we've got Carlene Dillimore up against Beverly Peterson. Now there's Carlene Dillimore, who is the 400-metre champion here. She won that title yesterday, but she's giving both the 2 runners in front of her, Beverly Peterson from Canterbury and the Waikato runner Maxine Hendrikse, quite a big lead. And Beverly Peterson, who has won a gold medal on the 100 metres and a silver in the 200, and she's a very determined runner. But Carlene Dillimore, who's 20 metres behind these 2 runners at the 200-metre mark.
And Beverly Peterson, such an explosive 100-metre sprinter, ran into a bit of trouble at the end of the 200 metres here today when she was beaten by Andrea Wade, and now she's stretching out way above her normal racing distance over 400. And Maxine Hendrikse of Waikato is pulling away from her with Carlene Dillimore, double winner of the 800 and the 400, taking over 2nd place.
And Dillimore with far more experience over 400 metres than these other 2 runners, and they probably went out a bit too hard and they've tied up over the last 100 metres, and this has allowed Dillimore to come through and to give Auckland a big lead as Vanessa Jack takes the stick off Carlene Dillimore, running the 3rd leg for Auckland. For Canterbury, it's Leanne Meecham, and for Waikato, it's Morag McMillan. Vanessa Jack, who earlier this afternoon won the 400-metre hurdles, so she too is experienced over this distance, and Auckland very much in the box seat at the moment because they've got Andrea Wade to run the last leg as well, and Jack at this stage with a lead for Auckland of 20 metres.
Vanessa Jack had a brilliant run yesterday when she took the 100-metre hurdles title, only 17 years old, running her first championships in senior grade. She was shaded somewhat over the longer race earlier, but she's still holding on very well after a very busy championships for a young athlete who's been footing it here today against the top seniors, and she is again against the senior women, and now leading Auckland through with just 1 lap to go, and a handover to Andrea Wade for what should be an Auckland victory.
Here's Andrea Wade and Jayne Mitchell, also a very good sprinter, but she might find the 400 metres just a little tough, especially with Andrea Wade running in front of her. And Wade takes off, and she's got a fairly easy task over this last lap, the last leg for Auckland. Andrea Wade, who was the 200-metre champion. She also got 2nd in the 400 metres yesterday. She has a 20-metre lead, and really the race is for 2nd place at the moment between Waikato and Canterbury. That's where the interest really is. It's cut and dried for the gold medal. Andrea Wade at the 200-metre mark, still the best part of 20 metres clear of Jayne Mitchell, who's hanging on just ahead of the Waikato runner Ruth Finch. But it's all Andrea Wade, and really it was that leg of Carlene Dillimore. She did the 400 metres in 52 seconds. That's a very fast time indeed for a New Zealand woman for 400 metres, and that's what made all the difference. She put it Auckland very much in the clear, made the task a lot easier for the 2 final runners, including Andrea Wade, and Wade just eases down. Comfortable victory to Auckland, and Jayne Mitchell hangs on for 2nd place to give the silver medal to Canterbury, and Waikato take the bronze. So the Auckland foursome of Helen Lowe's, Carlene Dillimore, Vanessa Jack and Andrea Wade, gold medalists in the women's 4x400 relay final.
Andrea Wade now showing the form that gave her the 200 metres title here earlier in the afternoon. She was disappointed not to beat Beverly Peterson in the 100 metres, and now she's completing a very good championships for Auckland's women by leading their 4x400 metres relay team home to a clear victory to end the championships in the women's section this afternoon. Andrea Wade flowing through strongly. She knows she's got it won, and just powering through to the tape and showing the form that has made her New Zealand's top female sprinter for the last 5 years.